Hello, my Ashwings. It is such a pleasure to see you all here today. It is time to reflect because it is New Year's Eve when I'm releasing this video. So hopefully this is actually coming out on New Year's Eve and I'm not just lying to you right now. But New Year's Eve, it's always a time to reflect and kind of talk about the things that happened in our previous year and, see what we can possibly do even further in 2025, or at least our next year, right? So I wanted to do a quick little recap about what we accomplished in 2024 here as a channel, as a community, and more specifically, just overall any achievements that I've done in the Flesh and Blood world. I like to go ahead and talk about that and then kind of share these experiences with you all to let you know the wild journey I've been on, right? So obviously, at the beginning of 2024, I was not, I'd say, as frequent as I'd like to be in regards to content creation. I had been in a job that pretty much forced me to be there for, I shouldn't say forced. That's a little excessive. But I was there for about 60 hours a week for the first, January and February. And then it eased down a little bit, but I was getting back into the job market for trying to find something better. And I eventually found that all the way up in August. It was August. August is when I got a new job, and that changed everything forever. I've had so much more free time to be able to do things. I'm excelling super well at that job, and I couldn't be happier. But more importantly, it gives me more opportunities to do something like this and talk to you all. So with being absent for the early of 2024, I did know that I came back with a vengeance right around, July, August, because I had that opportunity to be able to kind of get myself more motivated to do things like this. I wasn't as tired coming home from work, and I had the opportunities in which I did in order to continue my path into doing more content creation for Flesh and Blood. And so with that being said, throughout this entire year, we've gotten 106,000 views across all of my videos. We've gained almost 700 new subscribers in just this year alone. So if next year we bump that up to 1,000 subscribers, even if we start getting 1,000 subscribers every year at minimum, I'm very happy. I mean, so many people are coming in and learning about the game, and I'm doing my best to make sure I've got guides and ways for people to play and just overall enjoyment that people can have for Flesh and Blood. And, that's what I continue to do. We do also have 3 channel members. We did get some channel members this year. Jonathan Bowers being our longest standing channel member in the gold tier, nonetheless, the highest tier that I can offer. So that's super amazing. Thank you, Jonathan. And then we also have 2 new channel members that just joined recently, Common Foil and Common Rarity. Not the same person, but it is really, really cool to see that we've gotten more channel members here. And I hope you guys are excited for the things that we're going to do in 2025 for you channel members. It's going to be a fun time, and I hope that you can walk away feeling comfortable being a member of this community and supporting me the way you do. I really appreciate it. So then we did also create several new series worth of stuff here on the channel. We did stuff like the $100 Hero series, where I create a CC hero that is $100 and then give you an upgrade path. We did several videos on upgrading the armory decks and you being able to go ahead and get more access to these cards to kind of make your armory deck a little bit more viable into the overall meta. And then we even took a different look at more commoner content, right? I've been making commoner content for a really long time, but we definitely taken a deeper look into it, and I feel like it's only going to grow as we continue to do this. I know big shout out to the South American communities that have reached out and told me that it's completely helped their community stay afloat with Flesh and Blood because they don't have access to a lot of product down there in most cases, and Commoner is kind of a great way for them to play on a budget where they don't really have access to a lot of these cards yet. So I certainly hope that the LATAM community, I know they're due to get some reprints of stuff being sent down there in a localized language pretty soon, if I recall. I think I remember seeing that sometime earlier this year. So I certainly hope that continues to get pushed out and they all get access to the same cards and that scene continues to grow. But big shout out to them. Then on top of it, I also did become a member of the Clash Committee. This technically happened late December of 2023, but in theory, I didn't really do much on there until it was the first release with Heavy Hitters, where we ran our very first Clash Bash, which was the Heavy Hitters Clash Bash. We did a whole bunch of stuff. It was great organizing it and playing in it and recording videos for it. I have a whole bunch of stuff for it here on the channel. I just had a lot of fun. And honestly, being a member of the Clash Committee just means I assist in balancing this fan-made and fan-run unofficial format. But that's something I hope to continue to bring to the eyes of the people as well, especially since a lot of people seem to really enjoy Commoner, but some people would prefer a more upscaled kind of power level. I feel like Clash can certainly also do something like that there, so if that's something that we end up working with, that's super awesome. But even if it just sticks with Commoner and Commoner does a little bit better, I think it's fine, right? Then we also collaborated with several different creators from the Flesh and Blood space, including such as Dice Commando, Geeks First, and unbeknownst to yourself, and you should go watch this when it comes out, we also just recorded a podcast episode with Tommy Fresh of Fresh and Bud. So very, very excited about that. And I just it's so great getting to meet all of these people in this community and see all their walks of life and, really get to know people and chit chat with them and make more friends, because I know a lot of what I do when I do content creation is I tend to be very isolated, right? I wake up, I go, here's content. I don't have to worry about anybody else's schedule. Bing, bang, boom, done. But sometimes, I feel like there is that disconnect from the community without me not, talking with more players and reaching out and having people on and stuff like that. So that's definitely something I'm hoping to change in 2025 as well. But on top of the YouTube stuff, more specifically, what we also did is we went to 7 pre-releases in total this year, 2 of them for each of the sets. I believe I went to 3 MST pre-releases, I want to say. So 7 pre-releases in total. It was crazy. I just had so much fun playing the game, and it was a blast. And I love going to limited events. I'm planning on going to 3 pre-releases for the Hunted when it comes out. So very excited about that. But go to your pre-releases. Seriously, it's a game changer, and it's just something different, right? On top of those events, though, I did also win 4 armories in total this year, which may not seem like a lot considering the entirety of the year, but I wasn't really going to a whole lot of them at the beginning of the year due to that work that I was doing. But I did end up winning 2 during the Heavy Hitter season on Dromai before she LL'd. I was able to go ahead and win 2 of the armories there. I was very happy about those wins. And then I also won once on Vincent and once on New for this Rosetta season, which just recently, I mean, they maybe happened like a month ago. I won on Vincent, and then like a few weeks ago, I won on New. I also got top 2 in a really, really big armory that happened. And, shout out to Aurora from Flesh and Bad, who we had a nice final game for that. And I look forward to many more games where I can just continue to hone my skill set in CC and really just kind of gather more information. A lot of it is a math game, and I am slowly but surely becoming more addicted to the stats. So it's a fun time. And I'm really, really happy that I was able to get some wins out. I did also, I went to a Pro Quest, but I didn't do very well in the Pro Quest. This was like in between. Dromai had LL'd already, or was like literally going to LL during that Pro Quest. And then, so I didn't play her. And then I didn't really get comfortable with another hero until like Vincent, really, which wasn't until Rosetta dropped. So there was a whole gap in which I was just like not playing CC really. But now that I'm back into it, I'm very, very excited about the games I got to play, and now I'm more comfortable with certain heroes too. Some other stuff that happened in 2024, we got a content creator Christmas package from LSS with those scarf for a scarf promos and that mat that's got the scarf for a scarf art on it. Seriously, probably one of my biggest accomplishments in the entirety of Flesh and Blood is knowing that LSS reached out to little old me and said, hey, we recognize you. We see that you're making content pretty frequently, and we wanted to reach out and let you know that we appreciate the things that you do. And that was, it was just amazing. So I look forward to eventually meeting a lot of the, LSS staff in person when I get to go to one of these OP events, hopefully at some point. And it's just going to be great. It's going to be super awesome. I'm so excited, and I'm ready to continue playing Flesh and Blood and continue making content for Flesh and Blood, because it really is just a super wonderful game. And I'm eternally grateful for LSS for continuing to make it the best game on the market for sure. And then also right at the end of the year, and I believe this video might be out now or might not be. I don't think it actually will now that I think about it, but I was able to organize a commoner event for the Colorado scene, more specifically the Denver, Colorado scene. I did it on a whim. I effectively just went, well, a couple coworkers wanted to play Flesh and Blood on Saturday nights, and they're new to the game. How do I get people from the community to come in and not try to like stomp people during a CC event? How about we make it about commoner? And had a lot of people come in and play commoner, and it's a great thing. Go watch the video if you haven't already. If it's not out yet, you'll see it when I talk about it. I'm super excited about that, and I really got great feedback on it, and I'm very excited to continue providing for the community in that regard there. So that's pretty much the entirety of my 2024. I mean, like, that is, unless I'm missing small little things that I can't quite fully imagine I missed. This is all kind of off the top of my head. I don't have anything logged anywhere, but I was super excited. I've made so many new friends in the Flesh and Blood scene. I've, people who look up to me and respect me as a content creator, people who just are excited to hang out with me whenever I'm at events. Sometimes I'll just go to LGSs to hang out, and people will just be excited to chit chat and talk strategy and talk all these other aspects of different metas and stuff. And I'm so excited to know that people are happy to be talking with me about Flesh and Blood, if it's something I'm passionate about. And it just means that, I got to be doing something right. So I'm very excited. But 2025 is going to be super cool. I'm expecting to do a lot of things in 2025. There's going to be so much happening that I'm sure this list is going to grow exponentially by the time we do this next year, at the end of next year. But what I have written down for my plans for 2025 are pretty straightforward for the most part. I do want to top 8 a PQ or an RTN. If I have the ability to enter into a battle hardened or a calling in my general area, I'd love to also try that out. But for PQs and RTNs, I would love to top 8. Shoot, even if I end up winning, I think that'd be awesome. But I believe this is a situation where, I have to train super hard for it. I'm not doing a whole ton of training right now outside of going to my armories. So I think it really comes down to getting more reps in, maybe finding some locals who are looking to just do some training for RTN season, which is coming up in February. I think it'll be a good time to kind of get people together and start really getting prepped. But like I said, even a top 8, I'd be so happy with that. That'd be crazy. I'd be so excited to be part of those pictures, holding up my mat and doing, it'd be so cool. So that's something I hope to do in 2025. I'd also like to continue bringing more eyes to Commoner and maybe even Clash at the events I plan to run at these LGSs. So we'll see. Obviously, I want to start with Commoner because it's an official format for Flesh and Blood, and a lot of people tend to have the ability to get into the game. But if people would enjoy a game that has a little bit more variety and has a bit more of a thematic power level to a hero, that way no hero is left behind in regards to their strategy or their power level, then maybe Clash is something that we can go ahead and utilize. But right now, very excited about just trying out Commoner, and my community seems to really love it, so I'm very excited. The other thing I plan to do is collab with even more creators, right? There's tons of creators available out there. I know we had just done a few in 2024, but 2025, I hope to open up to a lot more people. I know Aurora and Tegan from Flesh and Bad, we've been in contact, and they're local here to Colorado. So I'm hoping that we get some time where maybe we can jam some in-person games and just do some recording there. Maybe even do a podcast episode where we talk about the value of stuff. I can have them on the common language if that's something they'd prefer to do. But super cool. That's them, and I mean, there's tons of other people. I would imagine right now we're 2 for 2 on me going on Dice Commando's channel to talk about commons when a new set's released. So I'm hoping that tradition continues, as I love talking with him and talking Commoner and everything there. Then, golly, I mean, I don't have like a bucket list of creators to collab with, but I mean, if anybody's down to just chit chat, I hope to open up my doors for the Common Language podcast and have people on and just talk about their passion and their love for Flesh and Blood, and really just kind of keep it entertaining and fun for the viewers at home. Speaking of the Common Language, something I do want to make sure I'm doing in 2025 is staying on top of episode releases. Like I said, I wanted to release an episode a week earlier than when it's supposed to release to channel members. But sometimes I don't even get around to that because I don't end up getting it recorded or edited fully by the time that Wednesday happens. So I end up just delaying it a little bit, and I want to make sure I'm staying on top of that because that is something I'm offering to my channel members, and I want to make sure that is something that they're getting. They're not like under contract or anything, but like it is something I do want to make sure that they are still getting for supporting the channel, and I appreciate that. But also, speaking of the channel members, I do also want to do more channel member giveaways during 2025, whether that be a couple packs or it be a card from my collection, or, we give away a box or something. Like, I don't know, we could do plenty of things, but overall, I just want to make sure that I'm giving back to my community who's choosing to support me in such a way. And it's really incredibly meaningful. And I want to make sure that there's something on top of content that we get to do for our channel members, and it'll be something special. I'm not just, it's not going to be like, cool, they get a sync below. I might even just like do a giveaway for a commoner deck or a clash deck at the end of every month and see, who wants, who's going to win an entire deck. So that'd be pretty cool. I do also want to record more in-person commoner and clash gameplay. Now, Commoner, obviously, if I get to go do this at my LGS every Saturday, then it's going to be really, really efficient. I'm going to be able to just set up shop, set up a camera, get everything going, record, and then I'll have at least 3, if not 4 games a week of me being able to post them on the channel for people to watch and enjoy. But of course, if we aren't able to get that to happen, I would at least like to get some maybe webcam games going, or do our own little inaugural Clash thing online if that's something we wanted to do, or if the Colorado community wanted to do something like that. I think that would be super cool and awesome, and I'm just excited as hell to continue to provide more. I love Talishar for what its purpose is, but I don't love playing on Talishar. And I'd much rather get that experience in person where the game is meant to be played in the first place. So I do really think that that's going to be better content overall for players. I just want to make sure that my lighting is good and my audio is good. Really, I just want to make sure my lighting is good. But overall, we'll get an editing process down for that, and then we can kind of mosey on from there. Something else I would like to do, theoretically, and LSS, you can help me out here. I'd love to get a spoiler card in 2025. I know that, The Hunted is due to come out here pretty soon, And obviously, I'm not on that list, but let me tell you, I'd be incredibly excited, even if I just got to spoil a common card for any of the sets. I think it'd just be super cool. I'm always thankful for any opportunities given to me, and I know that I'll at least do you proud. It'll be the most edited video on my channel, I promise. But it's just exciting, and I know that that's certainly a goal for me. If it doesn't happen, it's not the end of the world. I know that, the content creator kit I got in 2024 is just like an amazing gift, and I'm certainly not a greedy individual. So if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, no worries. I know that content creators who deserve it are going to be, brought to light and given their spoiler cards, and it's going to be just a fantastic time. So I'm happy regardless. But if you do happen to have a common lying around that you'd like somebody to talk a lot about, you let me know. All right, you let me know. I'll gladly go ahead and do that. And then I think the most important thing for 2025 that I'd like to do more. Now, this one's still kind of up in the air. Obviously, I would love to do this more, but barring time off from work as well as any kind of expenses I would need, I'd love to go to more OP events, right? More organized play events. I wanted to go to Nationals or something, which is in Vegas, which is still fairly far and obviously quite expensive to stay at, but I might be able to swing it if it happens to work out with my schedule. I would love to go ahead and do something like that and see a whole ton of people from the US scene in Vegas. I know a lot of people tend to travel to those, and I'd love to meet up with you guys in person and be able to do stuff there. The same goes for really anything. I mean, like, I'd love to go to Worlds. I know Worlds is being held in the US. I'm not sure where, but it's being held in the US. And I would love to go and actually, like, enjoy the game with everybody at Worlds and be a part of this big event. But even if something comes here to Colorado, right, if we end up getting a calling or a battle hardened or something, I know there's apparently an SCG con that's due to come out in April here, but I don't know if it's going to be a ProQuest Plus situation and it's mainly just for other card games, or if it's something that's planned to be for Flesh and Blood 2. I'm not sure, but I'm very I'd love to go and enjoy an OP event again, because I got to go to like so many when I was out in the Midwest, and now that I've moved to Colorado, it's like dead silent out here, and I'd have to go spend like $400 on plane tickets and another $200 to $400 on stay, and then get a rent a car or Uber or something, and like I'd have to get a whole group of people to stay with. So there's a lot that happens, but I do love traveling, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we continue to grow in our career, and then maybe we'll have more opportunity to do something like that. So, but I think that's my big thing there, and I'm really just excited to have everybody along for the ride. It's been amazing to get to know a lot of you, whether you're, some people I play with in person, or you're people who I am just talking to over the internet, who we talk shop and get advice, or we talk about Commoner or Clash, or we talk about CC, and we just have a fun time talking about Flesh and Blood and talking about our day-to-day. Whether you're a channel member that's supporting me through your financial means, or you're just a subscriber who's enjoying the content and really likes being a part of this community, I hope to continue bringing you the entertainment you wish to see in 2025. And I'm thinking I'm probably going to do a lot more in regards to opening up our Discord. I do want to make sure that there's a place for my community to talk amongst themselves, and I feel like a Discord would be a fantastic place for that. I don't normally talk in Discord a whole lot, though, but I think I just need to make sure that I'm at least doing that. I'm oddly chronically online, but also not really, because most of my online time is for making content. So don't exactly have any chronically online things. I'm not always like glued to a phone or doing anything. I'm always making content when I have free time, and then when I don't have free time, I'm at work or sleeping. So, but like I said, I want to make some more time to really like connect with my community and continue to grow this channel and continue for people to reach out, go talk to people in their Magic communities and go, hey, did you try out Flesh and Blood? Here's a commoner deck, $10. Let's play a game. Here, are you a part of the Yu-Gi-Oh community? Hey, your game's really great. Do you want to try out Flesh and Blood? Here's $10 commoner deck. We can play against each other. Like, always have that mother friggin' thing on you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just so excited for the future. I'm sure I've said excited like a million times in this video already, but I really am just stoked to continue my travels through Flesh and Blood. And I know that my journey is only just beginning. And I hope to continue providing you guys with the content that you wish to have for this wonderful game that we all share and this passion we share for this TCG. And thank you. It really means a lot. And we've seen a lot of growth, and I hope to continue that growth as we move on. I hope to hit 3K subscribers in 2025 or 4, even if we get like crazy with it. Maybe we hit 4,000 subscribers, and that would be really cool. But regardless, I'm just super excited to be a part of this, and I hope that you all are as well. And feel free, like I said, in the comments down below, you can let me know anything, right? Tell me what your favorite thing from 2024 is. Tell me what your favorite, set from 2024 was. Tell me what hero you ended up starting to play in Commoner or Clash or CC in 2024 was. I'd love to hear from you guys. And obviously, while you're down there, you can also make sure to hit the like button down below. Subscribe to the channel as well if you have not already. And then, of course, you can become a wonderful channel member. We do have the 3 tiers of channel membership for you, the copper, silver, and gold. Gold tier does get their name up here. But regardless, even if you end up just subscribing at copper tier, that's totally fine. I appreciate it nonetheless. And, it means the world to me that you would go out of your way to support me in that way. So I appreciate it. But thank you all so much for watching. And thank you all so much for joining me in this year of 2024. And I look forward to seeing you all next year. So remember to continue having fun in the Flesh and Blood, and I will see you all in 2025.